They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Hey guys! Hey, it's Anna Nicole. And I'm Jill. And welcome to Girls Gone Gym, Saturday edition. So this week we're going to be talking about the Hotel Cecil, or as it is known now as the Stay on the Main.
Or what it was known before, which is the Suicide
Hotel. Yeah, so it was, so in 1960, longtime residents started calling it the Suicide Hotel, which makes total sense for all the crazy shit that went down there.
For many, many years.
Mm-hmm. So the hotel was opened in 1927 in downtown Los Angeles. It's 600 guest rooms, 19 floors. It was $1 million to complete it, and it was William Bankers Hanner that opened up the hotel.
And at the time they were building the hotel, it was supposed to be an up-and-coming, booming area for businessmen and wealthy travelers. And then a few years later, the Great Depression hit, and it turned into Skid Row in a budget motel.
Yeah.
So
that pretty much explains it going downhill.
Oh, the economy's great.
Oh, yeah. There was over 10,000 homeless people within 4-mile radius of the hotel. So between the 1950s, it was very popular to transients. Transients?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Pretty cool, though, about the hotel. They actually had old-fashioned keys. They have not upgraded, at least while this was happening, like the 2013. I don't know how much they've renovated now, but they had actual keys. They didn't have the electronic, slide to unlock your
key cards.
Nope. And all the doors actually had 4 locks on them: a bolt, a button, and 2 latches.
I'm good.
I'm sorry, but if you go into your hotel room and it takes that much to open it, turn around. Turn around and walk out.
Holiday Inn, 1 card.
It could be either a really, really safe hotel or a lot of shit goes down in the hotel. And they're trying to tell you something. On a kind of cool note, though, in February 2017, this year, LA City Council voted to deem Cecil as a historical cultural monument. Now, whether it's for the art or for the crazy shit that went down, who knows? I'm going to go with the crazy shit that made the hotel popular.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Because it's definitely still bringing them in money with crazy people like us who want to go stay there.
Right. That'll never go away. That'll never go away.
Oh, no. I will. I mean, I really want to go there. It freaked me out a little bit. And I wouldn't go there alone.
It's not really haunted.
And I wouldn't go separated either. Don't leave. Buddy system, guys.
Buddy system. Link arms.
You gotta go through the halls like this so you don't end up running into the doors and not knowing what's going on.
Or jumping out the window for some random reason.
Seriously. It's crazy to think about it. So you want to talk about the first documented suicide?
The first one I heard about was a lady who attempted to kill herself. She had found out news that her husband had passed away, and she had a hard time dealing with that, so she attempted suicide and it didn't work, and she roamed around for 3 or 4 days, I think, before she ended up jumping out a window or something like that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one I heard about, the first documented one was in 1931, and it was W.K. Norton. He died in his room after taking a poison capsule. So it's not too crazy.
No.
Just poison.
But he did die.
So it's pretty intense, right? It's pretty crazy, though, all the different timeline periods, if you look at them, they're not that spread out from each other, at least in the beginning. So the first one was in 1931. There was another one in 1932, which was Benjamin. He was 25. He took a gunshot to the head. No note. No nothing. And I'm only laughing because there's a Benjamin standing behind the camera, okay? I'm not laughing because I'm a fucked up person.
Benjamins that always pop up behind the camera.
I'm not a fucked up person, I promise. The next one was only 2 years later, which was an Army Sergeant, Lewis Borden, who was 53. He slashed his throat with a razor.
Which I think that's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's a little intense. Shoot yourself. Just jump out the window. Why are you going to slice your throat? Too much?
Because what if you mess up and you suffer?
But then again, he was a medical surgeon.
Yep, doctors and stuff mess up too. I mean, they leave instruments in people. True. They
that is so
reattach
weird.
things in different. That doesn't go there, but it happens.
That's so strange. So then the next one was just another couple years later. Grace Margot. She fell from the 9th story, and she was wrapped in the telephone wires. She actually did not die right then and there. She died a little while later in the hospital, but they were unable to determine whether it was a suicide or it was an accident. And that one, her husband was in the room, I believe.
Oh, she was arguing with him, huh? Okay, yeah.
So he completely got away with, I didn't do nothing. So they didn't rule a suicide or accident.
Right.
I'm sorry, that does not sound like an accident to me.
No. Sound like she didn't listen the first or the second time. I was kidding.
No. The next two ones actually were 1938 and 1939, both ex-military, a Navy officer and a Marine. One jumped from the top floor, which that's 19 stories. Is that what I said? 19?
Yes.
That's a lot of stories to jump from. That's intense. And the other one was found after consuming poison. So it seems like poison and jumping off the roof is a big thing here.
I wonder if he, because 19 stories, that's a ways. That's going to take you, it doesn't take forever to get down, but, that's going to take you a minute. I wonder if maybe he could have had a heart attack before he got to the bottom. Did he live the entire time
shut in shock as you're falling?
Or did he pass out from the shock? I wonder if
I would imagine you pass out
the entire time.
I wonder how high 19 stories is.
That's pretty high.
I know.
That's pretty high.
I would imagine that you pass out because of the air through your body. I would.
Maybe. I don't know.
I would pass out. But that's
I take it back.
Right? Like the old cartoons. How do you stop this?
Red Bull, give me wings.
Are we horrible people?
A little bit.
It's
alright. No one's perfect.
So continuing with the poison, in 1940, a teacher, this is actually really crazy. A teacher named Dorothy, who was 45 years old, she was poisoned, and they found her near death. She wasn't dead yet. They found her near death.
Oh, yeah.
And there was no reports published after that. We don't know if she died, lived, nothing. There was no further anything.
That would definitely be interesting to find out.
I really want to, we have her name. Isn't there a way to figure it out?
What year was this?
1940. Yeah, probably not.
She may not be around anymore, but
probably
maybe,
not.
If she wrote some stuff, maybe she has some grandkids that are... Maybe have her stuff for her kids, I don't know.
One of the next biggest issues, one of the next biggest deaths was actually Dorothy Purcell. You want to go ahead and start the baby?
Oh, man.
You can talk about the baby. I don't want to talk about the baby.
No, I can't do that one. I can't. I'm sorry.
All right. 19-year-old Dorothy.
I love you. I'm sorry.
19-year-old Dorothy was staying with Ben, who was a 38-year-old shoe salesman. Why are they all Bens?
Okay, I'll let you guys retake
You can just skip this one. You guys have Google. There's Wikipedia.
19-year-old Dorothy was staying with 38-year-old Ben, who was a shoe salesman. And during the night, she woke up and was having a lot of stomach pains and coughing. And so she went to the bathroom to separate herself from Ben because he had anger issues, didn't like her waking him up, making sounds, whatever. So while she was in the bathroom, she actually ended up giving birth to a child, and she didn't know she was pregnant. So she freaked out, thinking, Ben's going to kill me, Ben's going to freak out, what am I going to do? She threw the baby out the window. That was her solution. She claims the baby was dead when she threw it out the window. Why am I laughing? I swear I'm not a horrible person.
No, I know. No. It's not because you're a horrible person. It's just really messed up and it's crazy.
Yeah.
That is exactly what that laugh is. What the?
Yeah.
It baffles your mind and it kind of short circuits you anyway. It's okay.
She ended up getting away with it by
reason of
pleading,
insanity.
Yeah, pleading not guilty by insanity, which I guess if you're going to throw a baby out the window, you've got to be a little bit insane, so I'll give it to her for that. 1947 was a pretty fun year. Robert Smith was 35 years old and jumped from the 7th floor, not as intense as the 19th floor.
That's still quite a ways,
yeah.
Jeez.
And then
Elizabeth Short, also known as the Black Dahlia, one of the last few places that she was seen, right before her body was found a few days later, was at the Cecil Hotel, unfortunately. Helen Green.
Yeah, that one's pretty
55.
intense. She was 55.
Jumped from the 7th story window and registered under another name of Margaret Brown.
Yes. So who was she hiding from? She registered at the hotel under a completely different name, which makes you wonder, you know, if she jumped out of the window, did she jump out of the window or did she jump out of the window?
Or maybe she didn't want anybody to find her, you know, like, you know, if her body was, you know, like the police came or whatever and said, oh, who do you have this lady? Oh, this is Margaret Brown.
Yeah.
And then nobody she ever knew would know she died.
Oh.
She went to California, live a nice life in the sun.
Yep.
And the palm trees.
You want to go ahead and...
Excuse me. In 1962, Pauline Otten, 27 years old, jumped after arguing with her husband and landed on a 65-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, he died as well.
It's gotta be rough. Can you imagine calling someone's family and be like, hey, is this the wife of George Gianni? Yeah, why? You know, 27-year-old lady just landed on him, killed him. Could you imagine that?
No, because that's just
that's just like
shit.
that can't happen. Like, has that ever happened again? Like, has anybody ever landed on somebody and killed somebody like that again? Because that's intense. That's
I have
crazy.
no clue. That's nothing you ever really hear about.
Oh,
yeah,
the sad lady.
The sad lady.
So in 1964, her nickname was Pigeon Goldie. I don't know her actual name. I apologize for not getting that full information. But she was a long-term resident of the Hotel Cecil, and she was found dead in her room. She was very well known for feeding the pigeons out in front of the hotel, and she was found dead with her Dodgers baseball cap and a bag of bird seeds. She was raped, stabbed, beaten, and robbed. They did charge a man, last name
Ellinger,
but he was cleared and not charged, so that is still unsolved.
And that's weird because when they picked him up, he was walking through the park and he had like blood-stained clothes and it was all like messed up.
Pretty obvious that he was the one that did it, but somehow he got away with it, which it seems like any murder at the Hotel Cecil you can get away with. Not saying to go there to murder people,
no,
but
no,
if you want to go there,
right?
That was unidentified.
Okay. In the early to mid 80s, famous serial killer Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker, was a long-term resident there at the Cecil Hotel. We're not clear whether or not he killed all 13 women there, or if it was just like in between, or however that worked. But yeah, he lived there for quite a while during the 80s and did some stuff up there that everybody else was apparently into.
Yes. Killing prostitutes, is that what he did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he was also a known Satanist, too.
Oh.
He was a known Satanist.
Oh, you know what? I totally remember watching an interview one time of him, and somebody even said, what are you? And he said, I'm just a man. Just a man. And they said something along the lines of, about believing in the devil or something like that. And he goes, but that's the thing though, is he's not a real Satanist.
He wouldn't answer.
He kept saying no comment.
Well, because anything that he said at the time
would go against him.
Yeah, because he hasn't been judged. He wasn't judged in court yet. So anything he said might harm what was going on. But he'd even said that, you know, there are several types of Satanists.
That's true, yeah.
And we were talking about this bougie last week about, you know, some Satanists killing people and some people not, you know, killing. And so what... Anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah, Richard Ramirez lived there for a while and did some hokey stuff. And then there was a... excuse me. There was an Australian serial killer who ended up staying at the Cecil Motel for a little while. And he said he was an author.
Yeah, he is. I guess when he showed up to the hotel, he looked very sophisticated for wanting to stay at the Cecil. And he had told them that he was just, an author working on a book, doing some research, just needs somewhere to stay. So then he pretty much went under the radar. They didn't pay attention to him or anything else he did.
Right.
So in his time period there, he strangled and killed 3 prostitutes, and then ended up hanging himself after his conviction.
Yes, and he told the police and people that he was a fan of Richard Ramirez, and he was trying to emulate some of the things that he had done. So he has left his mark definitely and influenced some people who were there at the Cecil Hotel. Fun times.
So before we talk about one of the most famous, well-known murders, suicide murders, it's unidentified. There was 2 unidentified male and females that were found, one in 1975 and one in 2015. A woman jumped from the 12th floor. She was it was ruled a suicide, but she was never confirmed on her identity. So she remains a Jane Doe. And then in 2015, not that long ago, 28-year-old male, undetermined whether it was suicide, death, whatever, and the cause of death was even undetermined. So,
well, I read something about like he jumped out a window, but
that's what people were saying, but they're saying that it doesn't match up or something.
They don't really give anything, there's any
like
kind
no
of detail
really
on it, so that's a little weird.
Which I mean, that kind of makes sense if they're trying to keep everything under the radar after what happened in 2013. But you never know. So
yeah. So in 2013, the body of Elisa Lam was discovered inside of a water tank on top of the hotel roof. When she was found 19 days after the last recording of her in an elevator acting very erratic and strange, paranoid, scared. You can go on YouTube and watch their footage, and it's really weird because she jumps in and out of the elevator. She's like real close to the buttons, pushing them. She goes out of the elevator again. It looks like she's talking to somebody, interacting, and really like motioning her hands like there's somebody in front of her and there's nobody there.
That or they're not seen in the camera.
Or they're not seen in the camera, too. A lot of jumping back and forth, being in the elevator, looking out, back and forth, like, is somebody there? And then
constantly hiding.
Hiding in the elevator, and then she's out of the elevator, and that's it. There's nothing else. Nobody knows what happened to her after that, which I think is a little weird.
There's got to be something that shows her going up there somehow.
There has to be.
If she went up there herself, there's no way the cameras just stop.
There has to be cameras somewhere else.
Yeah, because she wasn't even at floor 19, I don't think, when she was in the elevator. So she wasn't even all the way up to the top. So there's no way she just, got out of the elevator at floor 19, and here we go. There has to be something else.
What got me was, if you watch the video, she pushes a bunch of buttons on one row. She's looking in and out. She's talking to something or someone or herself, whatever. And it's back and forth. She gets back in. She pushes more buttons on another row. And the elevator doors, they never shut.
That's so true.
They don't come out
the entire time.
They stay open. You know how sometimes they'll come out and then it'll catch a sensor or something and it'll back up.
They stayed open the entire time.
She was in that elevator for over 4 minutes. And that elevator door never shut. And then when it did shut, that elevator never moved because the buttons never lit, the doors never opened, there was nothing. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was
so
weird.
True. I didn't even think about that. That's intense.
I just noticed that. I watch a lot of YouTube.
But yeah, her death was still, it was ruled accidental death due to drowning. And they blamed it on her having bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
For ending up in the tank naked. With no evidence on how she got there, because it makes total sense.
Yeah, they don't know how she got there. They said there was nothing in her system. There were no drugs in her system or anything. They don't know how she got up there. They don't know how she got in there. They had to cut a hole out so they didn't have to disturb her body getting it out. It got into unfortunately it got into the water system for the hotel. A lot of the people that were staying there were complaining about a very odd, bizarre taste to the water. The water pressure was low. Then after a little while the water started changing colors, and that's when they went up and decided to check on the tanks to see what was going on 19 days later.
Yes.
So she was up there for quite a while, unfortunately. Ugh.
And it said that there was no sign of drugs in her system or anything like that.
Nope.
So whatever happened to her, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
there's no telling. I mean, people have, suggested possession for what had happened, or that she had seen a ghost and that's what she was talking to and that it freaked her out.
Or maybe she was heavily on drugs.
Yeah. And it just somehow wasn't in her system when they found it, or maybe it was and they just hid it from us. I mean, she was a young Canadian student, so there's no telling. I mean, no one will ever know except for her what really happened. So, all right.
And you got some interesting
We're
stuff
gonna do
to
some
read for us now.
reviews. So I
She went
decided
that
to,
far this week, guys.
I decided to
love
get some
it.
of the actual reviews online
I love
for
it.
the Hotel Cecil, and this is actually like Trivago and like stuff like the Google Trip stuff like that. So those are actual.
I know you were reading some earlier. I could not help myself.
So the overall review of this hotel is a 2-star. It's a 2-star hotel.
2 out of 5.
Yeah, it's a 2-star hotel. Yeah. So it starts out with excellent staff service and location. Cool. Then it goes off to great rooms. Water quality isn't great though. I give it a 4 Black Dahlias out of 5. I felt like the Song Hotel California was 100% based off of this hotel.
Bring bottled water and gin.
Yes. This one they rated a 3 out of 5. Myself and 2 friends stayed here a while back. Service was around the clock. They even stand at the end of your bed and watch them while they sleep. Tap water is more like flat cola. Well, okay. This one's actually so nice. I really love this place. My room was very clean and cozy and walking distance to tourist attractions. I'll definitely be back. They rated it a 4 out of 5. It's not bad. And the last one that I wrote down, stinks, no AC, hot as heck, in tiny rooms, toddler-sized beds, bunch of prostitutes patrolling around out front.
So you get a room with a view?
Yay! So that ends our topic about Hotel Cecil. And real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know that we are doing a drive for our local homeless shelter here in Bakersfield. If you'd like to know more information about it, feel free to go to our Facebook page where we will have a list of items that we're looking for donations and more information on how you can help out. If you are not local, then you can always contact us about helping us. If not, reach out to your local homeless shelter and see what you can do to help out. There's over 500,000 homeless people in America right now, and that's insane. Nobody should be worrying about where they're going to sleep out at nights.
Or what they're going to eat, or what they're going to do for the following day, or what their children are going to do. So every little bit helps. So anything that you can do would be greatly appreciated, whether it's in your own area or helping us help the community.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for all your support with our show. Make sure to check out our live show on Thursdays on Facebook around 7:30.
And every Saturday for our pre-recorded topic of the week. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys.